If you are fatigued, one thing to recognize is this: you're not alone. Pictorial of a recent study, it used data from about 101 patients that were enrolled in a large commercial insurance carrier. And these were all the claims made for either myalgic encephalomyelitis or chronic fatigue syndrome. Both these are the same diagnosis. And what they saw was that it is really, really prevalent. At any time, about 1 to 2% of the population is suffering from extreme fatigue, which is pretty significant. And as you can see over here, it affects females more than males in general, but it also has a trend. You see this like trend that seems to grow upwards with females once they hit about their 40s and then kind of levels off and stays pretty stable. It's the same somewhat for guys, but to a lesser degree. But then you notice there's a peak right around the late 60s or so. So there's a peak around 40 and then it kind of levels off, then another peak around 60s. And so it's just, the key thing to recognize is that it's definitely something that a lot of people deal with. When we think about fatigue, there are many, many things that can occur. Some of the most common causes that we like to think about in functional medicine are due to food sensitivities, which is why diet is so important. And the main things that I always try to hammer out to patients are the following: gluten, dairy, staying away from nitrates, food colorings. These things can all cause allergies, which can manifest as fatigue. And something as simple as just low blood pressure can cause fatigue. And one thing I've noticed, I notice this a lot with patients who are ultra healthy that already are following a really strict diet. They won't have enough salt in their diet. But when you're eating things that are not processed, right, they don't tend to include a lot of salt. So salting your food can be a big deal.